would throw Ozzy in with most people. He's got serious power in both hands, and not just that, he puts the work in and he is a good boxer, but he's got a puncher's chance of anyone, and I mean anyone. He's still got a long way to go and a lot of learning to do, and that's why I think Grant is the perfect fight, the perfect time for him.
Got to be clever, switched on at all times. I don't think he's a hard hitter, but he only takes that one shot in boxing. Oh, what a great shot that is. Yeah, we're confident. We've been good, getting some good sparring in. I'm feeling fit, feeling strong.
He has got that dynamite in his hands, that's why people love to come and watch him. He can switch someone off with either hand at any time, in any fight.
Just I want to win at the end. I want to get someone with it, so I'm determined and switched on. I want to get some money and get my name out there and do it well for my family and kids.
James Ozzy Osborne, he will be absolutely champing at the bit. He was due to be on the December show, and his opponent George O'Leary failed the check weight and then refused to fight, and so he was off. So he hasn't fought since last June, and the bitter disappointment of that late call-off, I suspect, would have smarted after all the training, weighing in and then effectively not getting paid and not going to work. Nothing more frustrating, disappointing for a fighter. So he will have fire and fuel tonight, and he's already got a fan-friendly style. Is he ready? That's the big question.
Exactly the same, like a man possessed. I've got to prove to myself, and that's it. That's the only thing I know.
Well, Grant Dennis can probably be described as a near veteran at this stage with a wealth of experience, but with that comes pedigree, experience, know-how, and a certain amount of skills in the ring as well. He's got a good jab. He's got a lot of experience, and he's been in with high-profile, big-name fighters, and he's done it on big events too. He was on the Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, or Cameron Taylor first fight undercard over in Dublin when he went the distance with Kevin Ojarko. You've seen Ojarko beat Troy Williamson and improve recently, so that was a good performance, even in defeat. And the stoppage loss to Mark Dickinson back in November, probably not a true reflection of his ability. He was given late notice. It was a fight to make weight rather than a fight to win that night. He's lots of experience, but at the age of 40, how much desire does he have left for the game, or how much does he have in the tank? We're going to find out tonight. 16 wins, actually 18 wins out of 24. He's lost 6 times, has Dennis, so more losses than Osborne's had fights, 4 of them, but he's unbeaten. And at the age of 32, fan-friendly style, packs a punch, he can counter a punch, and he can get on the front foot. So I think this is a clash of styles that is going to work perfectly. Looking forward to this one.
Come up a bit now, so anything there's good, okay? Anything there is good as well. Gentlemen, behave like professionals, listen to my instructions, and defend yourselves at all times. Good luck, shake hands.
Here we go then, top of the bill. Really looking forward to this one. Clash of styles, clash of records. And you've got to say, Grant Dennis, who largely fought around middleweight, looks fantastic up at super middle, generally for the first time. Osborne out of the ring since last June, no doubt champing at the bit, ready to prove himself. Dennis, who generally works behind that long jab. The other thing that Dennis tends to do quite well is operate round the circle of the center of the ring. Very rarely you'll see his back against the ropes, and you see him just twisting, turning, trying to stay in the centre of the ring. Good left hand to the body, though, from Osborne in that first exchange.
Yeah, Dennis still getting to grips with the southpaw stance in front of him. Just lost his back leg a couple of times there. As he's trying to bring his right hand into play, the right leg's just dragging forward. He's coming square. And obviously, as a fighter, that's not an ideal situation. You're showing a lot of target, and you ain't really got your toes dug into the floor. Come out with your own counters. Positive start from Osborne.
Yeah, good shot. He's quite explosive, quite fast, Osborne. Nice combination for him, and he can box both ways. When he fought Ray Bear, Bear just went front foot, all out attack. It was a ridiculous pace, and Osborne had to withstand all of that pressure, fight off the back foot. So he's come through that kind of trial. Obviously a very different level, but he has experienced that kind of intensity. Last time up, when we saw him, he was kind of front foot over 6 rounds. We'll discuss the rounds perhaps a little later on if it goes that way, because it's a big jump up in distance for the first time for Osborne tonight. But a good start from him. And I suppose when you do generally work behind the jab, as Dennis does, George, as you did, of course, most notably, I suppose rhythm and timing is so significant early on.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You want to. It's a tool that. It's the one shot that you don't have to compromise your style with. You don't have to compromise your position, so you don't lose your feet, you don't lose your hand position, you don't lose your shoulder position. You can literally just fire out straight. So it's a great shot to measure the distance, and also a safe shot, because you don't have to overcommit for it. If you can start landing the jab, then you know the guys in front of you. You can start landing any shot over that and after that.
Speed of Osborne giving Dennis problems through the first round. A wild right hand there from Osborne. But otherwise a sharp start from him.
He's finding the openings that way as well, because there's just as much, if not more, target on show. Sometimes when you keep your foot inside your opponent's lead foot.
Into round 2. And Grant Dennis uses experience to turn around the template of the fight in his favour. Trying to get behind the jab, misses with that triple jab attempt. There you see Osborne belying his experience, throwing a few feints. Like Dennis was about to buy them too, maybe just logging that reaction as George was talking about earlier on.
He's struggling with the distance a bit, Dennis. You know, I said in the first round he was letting his right foot drift forward. At this point, weights on the front leg, and the jab, he's using it to try and find the range, but there's no substance behind it, so if it lands, it's not going to hurt. And then when he's trying to land his backhand, he's ended up having to change stance. Osborne in a much more comfortable position, weight on the back leg, he's waiting, because he knows that if he gets the timing right, he can strike just like that.
Osborne looks quite natural and comfortable in his own skin, doesn't he? With his style. Not someone that's kind of boxed from a kid. He took it up relatively late. He only had a couple of amateur fights, only really started courtesy of a charity boxing event, and lo and behold was bitten by the bug, and here we are. Dennis is not landing, but because he's trying to get on the front foot, is at least changing the pattern of the fight a little.
Yeah, Osborne being patient, really trying to create the openings as of yet. There's a little cut there over the right eye of Osborne. I don't know if that was a punch or head. See the replay.
It might have been the heads, wouldn't it? They did come close together in that little exchange. And it's on the side of the right eye, but it's quite a sort of thin slit, so the blood is streaming down the side of his face, thankfully, at this stage. And already, the team in his corner have kind of spotted that.
If the corner have stemmed the flow of blood, it's up to Osborne now to give it a minute for that treatment to set in. Try not to get caught or clipped on it. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just off balance there, whether there was a shot landed, but there was a shriek in the crowd.
It might have been me. Was it me? There we go.
Left hand landed from Osborne, springing the step of both men into the third. Both men trying to change the tempo, change the play. You saw it was Dennis in the previous round who was trying to take command of centre ring, and now it's Osborne who's trying to get on the front foot and force the play. It's a constantly evolving chess match, isn't it? Boxing.
Yeah. There's that feel of both men are waiting for one another to make a commitment so they can try and catch him with a sharp counter. But there's not quite enough activity. Here we go, a bit better from Hamilton to force your opponent to throw something so that you can counter.
Oh, nice left, short left in that exchange. You fancy when they're up close in those exchanges that the upper body movement and the faster hands of Osborne might just come out on top. In other words, it's maybe in his interest for the action to be closer together. Just missed with the left hand to the body there, Osborne, but he's got through with a couple in this round. Final 30 seconds of the third round. Both of them out for the first time in 2024. They've done a pretty good job with that cut. It's just the final seconds of the third round is the first time we've actually seen any smidge of blood coming from it. Good competitive stuff, isn't it? Lots of questions being posed and changes in the play, switches of momentum. No one quite able to grab it by the scruff of the neck so far.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to score if it carries on like this, for sure. One of them seems to get the upper hand. There's a slight change. I think on balance, maybe Osborne just edging it, but we'll see into the fourth round. A busier Osborne coming out at the start of this fourth. First fight for Osborne as well of the new year. First fight also that he's been able to train as a full-time pro, George, and that's the kind of thing that can make a massive difference for a boxer. Absolutely.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to have that luxury of training as a full-time pro, but even going from an amateur being on GB where you felt like a full-time pro, it went up another level once you actually do turn professional. You do 2 structured sessions a day at least. You know, you're in the gym at least 5 days a week. So yeah, and sometimes it might take a camp or 2 before you start seeing it in the real fights. But it certainly is a luxury that's great to have for any professional boxer. I mean, people at home maybe go, what? There's professional boxers who've got real jobs as well?
Absolutely.
And believe it or not, that's the vast majority of professional boxers in the UK. Still have a 9 to 5 and they have to fit their training around it.
So far, Osborne made a good start to this round, trying to make his speed and busyness pay. He's only been 6 rounds. That's the most he's been. Actually, only completed 18 rounds in his career so far, so still very early days for plus the 3 and a bit tonight. Nice lead left hand there from Osborne.
Yeah, Osborne's working smart. Off the back foot. Hamilton's pressing with confidence as well, but he's not landing any shots so far in his 4th round.
A lot of angles from Osborne. Angle, speed and upper body movement, and it's a good combination, good look for him. And although they both tried to get on the front foot in the previous 2 rounds, actually working off the back foot this round has also worked for Osborne. Oh, a couple of lead left hands there, and then followed it up with a right also Osborne. Looking pretty good in this round.
Yeah, it's really good work from Osborne. He's sort of seems to be right in his flow and in his comfort zone.
Yeah, there's a confidence flowing, isn't there, through his work. Good round. Yeah, that's it. Flow, rhythm, confidence. Into round 5. He started with a slip. This was a fast-paced fight. In some ways, you'd say that's the right tactics from Osborne. You know, make Dennis feel his age, make him question himself, the desire, all of that we talked about in the build-up. But then again, as an unexperienced kind of prospect yourself, and into uncharted territory, perhaps in the second half of the fight, there's also that as well. Earlier on, we heard from Conor Adaway, who produced a terrific performance despite seeing the canvas. He talked about Southern Area title fight, first time he was going a 10-rounder before, and he said he boxed the first half of the fight completely with that unknown element in his mind.
Yeah, it can happen for you. When you start building through the rounds, you're thinking, you know, have I done enough work in the gym? Is my endurance going to pay off? Am I prepped and ready? Can I handle it? But I think at this point, Osborne looks like he's in full control. If you said, right, we're going to start this fight all over, he'd happily start from the beginning. And when you are in your flow and it's going your way, you feel like you can fight all night long. So I'm sure he's feeling good and confident and calm and composed at this point. And this is a little bit better from him. So this is him just trying to back Dennis up at this point now. But Dennis is sort of... He's been trying to creep forward himself. Very loose hands, loose arms, loose shoulders. But no real shots coming back from Dennis at the moment.
There's a battle for the centre of the ring, isn't there? And Dennis just trying to get his mojo going. All it takes is one punch, maybe a sequence of punches. Build that confidence, then build the momentum.
Yeah, Osborne maybe waiting for that perfect shot at the moment.
Missed with the first punch, but that's the beauty of throwing in punches and combinations. He had the follow-up and he did it again there, Osborne. another round with a lot of kind of posturing for position, and not always lots of punches being landed, but there were some, and they came from Osborne.
Obviously, once he goes down the 11th, loses his footing as he gets hit. Technically, it is a knockdown. It's just another element of the brutal side of boxing.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was better there from Osborne. Chased his feet up sharper. Landed that right hook, straight left hand.
Yeah, he's looking sharp tonight, really sharp. And given the layoff, you know, 8 months out of the ring, there's a cut now for Grant Dennis. Think of the left eye. They've done Osborne's corner. I think it's Chris Wooten and Dean Lewis in there between them, but they've done a great job. Riley Wilson in that corner as well. Jim mate of Kevin Revell, who was so good earlier on tonight. They've done a great job with that Osborne cut, and now it's the Dennis corner who're going to have to go to work at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got 2 minutes to get through this round before he...
Oh, nice left hand, and that just had Dennis covering up and looking slightly unsteady, unnerved more than anything else. Is the referee going to check this cut? It is on the side. I think he's okay. Yeah, and the doctor's happy enough. Of course, the doctor had to intervene when Amy Andrew had that horrific gash on the side of her head earlier on tonight. And that's, that was in a different parish to what Grant Dennis has got a nick by comparison, but it is in fact a cut. Both landing in that little exchange. Past the midway point now in this one. Nice sequence, good combination punching there from Osborne.
Yeah, he's targeting that eye now. He landed a good right hand hook. Osborne.
Oh, nice right hook there as well. After the combination punching to the body, more of the flow and the rhythm. There's a nice couple of shots getting through, just covering up, trying to box and fight off the ropes there, Grant Dennis, but now he's starting to put his punches together, James Osborne, and that flow and that rhythm really starting to blossom in this round. Good combination upstairs and down. It's a combination punching now, and he's starting to put his foot to the floor here, Osborne, at the end of the round, and making Grant Dennis perhaps question where he's at right now. Round 7 then. These are some big rounds in the career of Grant Dennis. Down the stretch, the final few chapters you fancy. Never too late to write a starting role for yourself in your boxing life, that's for sure, in this sport. But he does need something now. He probably needs it quite quick. And there's been a maturity in the performance of James Osborne that belies his inexperience. Belies his experience, I should probably say. Yeah. It looks like he knows what's working for him now.
Yeah. So this round, Osborne is just starting to show low and come high, rather than actually throwing the body shots and then moving the attack up to the head. He showed low, came high. Just added another layer, making it that much more difficult to read.
little bit of blood, I think, from the mouth now of Grant Dennis as well. The problems are just little problems just mounting up one by one. A lot of level changes from Osborne, isn't there? Constantly dipping, darting from side to side, shoulder movement, upper body movement.
Yeah, how long's yeah, Dennis struggling to get to grips with the flow of Osborne.
Oh, that was a nice left hand to the body. Landed with a couple of pot shots of his own, Grant Dennis, but kind of cameos, few and far between, really.
Seconds out, round 8.
Down the stretch we go then, into round 8, scheduled for 10 this. Looked on paper a big step up for James Osborne against Grant Dennis, experienced Grant Dennis, who's been in with plenty of really good quality operators in his time. But at this stage, Osborne's team felt it was worth rolling the dice, as well as putting up competitive matchups as part of the story as well. And if this continues, it'll give, I think, Johnny Clark a lot of pleasure, because James Osborne's been one of the guys on his shows right from the very start.
Yeah, I think on the scorecards it won't seem competitive, but there is that element of competitiveness to it, because Dennis has always been there or thereabouts. He's just been a fraction too slow in a lot of the exchanges, and that's cost him a lot of the rounds on my card. Osborne, obviously, at this point now, he looks like he's pressing the pace, but he hasn't been too badly hurt, Dennis, so you know, I think the rounds are creeping away from him. He might need a stoppage to get the victory tonight, but
it's one of those fights, isn't it? They're both having to think for pretty much every second of the fight. It's so switched on. They have to be sharp all the way through. That cut on the left eye, Dennis, has just opened up again. There's a kind of thicker smear of blood down his cheek.
Yeah, Osborne the same. Not quite as prevalent in terms of the blood dripping down, but I think he's started to open up as well.
That was a good straight left hand from Osborne. When they are coming together, you know, their arms and shoulders and heads, and it is, you know, those cuts could have been opened by just about anything. Bit of blood from the nose of Osborne himself now. That's the thing about boxing and fighting. They don't have to be hellacious, grueling, big punching shootouts for the fighters to be lying in a dark room and feeling the pain for the next 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Usually the ones that don't hurt are the ones you've got to worry about the most.
Absolutely.
He's usually asleep.
Oh, that's a big right hand. Lovely short right hand there from Dennis. That's the kind of shot that can turn a fight for you. Yeah, big shot that. Big shot. Is that giving him a late foothold in the fight that he surely needs?
One punch can change a fight. Let's see if Dennis can find it.
6 minutes left then. You have to feel that Osborne is in front, maybe a fair way. A couple of close rounds where there weren't many punches landed, in truth. Sharp hooks and combinations there coming from Osborne at the start of this one.
Yeah, the action's picking up.
Only just into the start of this 9th already. The blood again coming from the left eye of Dennis and from the nose of Osborne.
Yeah, Dennis threw his right hand there, a little bit out of range. Again, that right foot creeping forward.
Good sharp movement from Osborne.
Yeah, that was a really nice exchange from him, wasn't it?
It's the hand speed of Osborne. It's probably been the difference, hasn't it, tonight?
Yeah, and his foot speed there was pretty good too. Those subtle adjustments to the feet, just drops you out of range and then straight back in. And that's how you break someone's heart at this point. If you just show a gear or two when you're in the, the last round or two, then all of a sudden the guy in front of you is thinking, oh, can I match his pace? And if he has to drag it out of himself, then that empties the tank.
And partly, as you say, Judge, because Osborne has been in a kind of rhythm and he's in a kind of comfort zone of his own making tonight. So he's been quite efficient, I think, in terms of the energy, even although he's been busy and energetic throughout. But, into the 9th round, still looking visually the same kind of fighter that he was at the start of the fight. That's great news for him going forward, given this is just his kind of first fight on the back of a full training camp, a professional training camp, not working.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And if this goes the distance tonight, he will wake up in the morning and there'll be part of him that says, wow, I'm proud of myself for going 10 rounds and holding my form and being sharp and boxing well right up to the closing bell, which so far he is.
Both landed punches in that sequence. It was Osborne who had the better of it. Gum shield came out, yes, of Grant Dennis. He almost turned away to wait for that to be picked up, but then I think he realised the old maxim, hang on. Closing seconds then. One more round to go.
Essentially, should pick up a victory tonight, provided nothing goes wrong for him in this final round.
Final round. Nod of respect and appreciation from Grant Dennis towards James Osborne there. Good jab that from Osborne. Left hand gets through from Osborne too. Still looking sharp at this late stage.
Yeah, this and a constructive criticism of Osborne. I think one bit that was missing was he could be throwing a lot more jabs and landing them in between, trying to bring Dennis onto him and trying with the sharp counters, so you can force them counters by touching the guy in front of you with a jab and hit him with a fast jab, then a stiff jab. Just keep him guessing, which he's doing in this round. And once you do that, then the guy in front of you has to press, he has to engage, and then you've got more opportunity to counter with a straight left hand. That's a great shot there.
And he created that with the angles, didn't he? It's the feet, the upper body movement, the angle was there, opened up the space and slotted through the left hand. That's a beauty. And then he ducks under any potential counter shots and away he went. That was beautiful boxing from Osborne. And there he goes again. There have been probably 3 or 4 rounds tonight where he has just flowed.
Yeah, this is him going through the gears, I believe. So a few more feints.
And try as he might, Grant Dennis just hasn't quite been able to get to grips with the style tonight. Inside the final seconds then. What a night this looks like it's turned out to be for James Osborne. And what could have been a fight beforehand, you'd have favoured Grant Dennis in truth. And there goes the final bell. And Osborne raises his hand. He thinks or knows that he's done more than enough tonight. A big step up on paper for him. Oh my goodness me, he rose to the occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Reese Carter scores the bout 98 to 91. And your winner, James Ozzy Osborne!
Just sum up what it meant to you to win that tonight.
Oh, it means everything. Don't know what to say apart from it means the world. Trained hard for that. It's been like a 5-month camp really, because of the last fight, but we got here in the end. Performed well.
And you did the full 10 rounds for the first time, and you looked fit and sharp right up until the final bell. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, I felt like I could have carried on going for another 4 rounds, really. I felt like I was going at my pace as well, so it was nice work.
Yeah, the fight was maybe more competitive than the scorecards suggest, but you did steal those rounds. Was that the fight you were expecting it to be?
I just wanted to box. I've been training hard, getting the rounds in, so that's what I wanted to do. If it got the knockout, it come, but if not, I wanted to look good boxing.
What is next for you? What are you wanting?
Whatever they give to me. Never turn down a fight, so whatever it is.
You're looking to stay around the 10-round mark now?
Yeah, whatever they want, yeah. Might as well now I'm here, carry on going.
It looks easy for you.
Yeah, well, hard work in the gym pays off.
And a final word to all your supporters.
Thanks for buying the ticket and coming out. Oi, oi!
Congratulations, great performance.
Cheers.